So, what's your vision for technology and telecom industry in India?
The telecom and the technology industry in India is going to see a very big digital transformation. There is going to be a lot of changes that are going to happen. With the adoption of 5G that has just recently been a part of our lives, will completely change with the 6G coming in a few years. 6G is going to democratize how AI and technology is adopted in the country. Um, the biggest divide that we see right now is the divide between tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. The equal opportunities are not given to all the people in all the three sides of the world. Now, with once the 6G comes in, where the internet starts getting beamed from the sky instead of telecom towers, there will not be any boundaries of learning between the different sets of people. So they will be able to learn, they will be able to adopt, and they will be able to scale. In India, it has been a very simple phenomena. Wherever we have given a stick to a person, he automatically learns how to walk. That has been a constant. The example here would be that during the Second World War, Mahindra got an order from Willys to manufacture their jeeps. They were not a very big automobile manufacturer at that time. They got the technical know-how. They got that stick that I'm talking about. They got that stick, and now Mahindra and Mahindra is such a big global superpower in automobiles. Similar way, Beetle Telecom of Japan came into India. It gave the technical know-how to organizations like Bharti Airtel, and now we know how Bharti Airtel has scaled up. It is not just a telecom organization; it has become a global leader of telecom. It has its presence in 14 countries in Africa. It's a good leader in Sri Lanka. It's a major player in Bangladesh. It just bought a 25% stake in British Telecom in the Europe. We need a stick, and I think stick of 6G will be the next big thing of Indian technology.
How do you think democratizing AI and tech will empower India?
The divide between tier 1, 2, 3 cities will evaporate.
Okay.
Once that divide goes away, the people will be able to learn. We will be able to send remote ambulances which could be converted into operation theaters down to a village where a person, a surgeon in a metropolitan, could just be sitting in his own city or even his own home and could be operating while the robots do the rest of the job. That can happen when the internet latency goes down. The internet latency is going to be non-existent when 6G happens, because there are no concrete walls that the signals have to penetrate through. It will be directly beamed from the sky. This is the next step of Indian telecom.
What are the skill sets and technologies that we need to prepare for the next decade?
One of the questions that comes up, I have been given guest lectures in IIM, various IIMs and multiple IITs. One thing that always comes up is, even when we hire a person from IIM or IIT, why do I have to give them a training once they land up into a corporate? If you have to give them the trainings, why can't that same set of training be given to them in their final semesters? That clearly indicates that there is a academia versus industry divide. Those kind of skill sets that you train a person on once he enters a corporate manifold, if that can be aligned with the academy of this country, the gap between both these institutions will evaporate. Like I mentioned again, this would cease to exist. This will ensure that the skilled India gets transformed and becomes corporate ready from day one. This is what India needs. This is how democratization would be, and this is how the skill set enhancement would be for the country.
What role is social media going to play in near future?
Social media has been playing a pivotal role. There used to be a time when, in the early 2000s, or when Orkut was the king of social media. That was the first social media platform that came into existence. But because of the limited scope of the internet, because of the limited cyber cafe availability in the metropolitans, it never touched the lives of people in various towns and cities of across where the cyber cafes did not exist. With a mobile device now turning into a personal device than anything else. Um, Everyone has access to knowledge, to information. While we were studying in colleges, our knowledge was around the libraries. We used to go to the libraries where journals that were about 15 years dated we used to study and consume. Right now, the state is that Harvard releases a white paper. Within a couple of hours, it is accessible globally. And that has what has changed the world. Social media for me is not just the typical social media, the Facebooks or the Instagrams or the LinkedIns of the world, but also the access to the internet. Now that is also going to be polished with the world of generative AI and chat GPTs coming in. With the accuracy of information that will be available at the knock of a click of a prompt in chat GPT, it will ensure that the people would be connected, would have the latest set of information, and in case we want to achieve the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047, this is going to be a very, very critical factor. Empower the youth, empower the students, make them aware of what's going on in the world, and we will build our own use cases and we'll solve our own problem statements of the country.
What are the challenges in the cloud adoption?
Okay, so a technology question. So the cloud adoption, the challenges in India, again, I come from the telecom world of it and the banking world of it. If I talk about the major regulations around that have been in preposition right now are around the DPDPA. The clear answer to DPDPA for a layman would be that entire customer data of an Indian consumer cannot leave the mainland India.
Okay.
It has to be stationed, stored within the data centers of India only.
Okay.
Now, with the adoption, our usage around the public clouds like the Azures, the AWSs of the world, the Googles of the world, till the time they do not give a guarantee of geofencing of the data within the mainland India, the adoption of telecom and banking into that world will not happen.
Okay.
They have to be limited to a privately available created cloud within. That increases the cost, and that will prove to be a hindrance of scalability. The public cloud providers have to ensure that they kind of give a warranty of the customer's data staying within the mainland India. Once they geofence the data, I think the amount that the telcos and the BFSIs of the world are spending to save the data within India, that could go, and that could just be a stepping stone of the new Bharat.
Okay.